The episode that I think we've all been waiting for is finally here on this week's episode of the Master UK, as the four singles from Group A and B basically competed together for the first time in this series in an epic episode of The Merge. This is the episode that Ed Reacts and Bonkers, aka Master Central, went to back in October. And honestly, it was a brilliant episode. We've got a lot to talk about in this week's episode. So let's get straight into the video. So yes, folks, it was the merge episode last basically 2 days ago. But it was a cracking episode regardless. We saw Wolf, Pufferfish, Bear, Bush, Dress Crab, Kingfisher, Snail, and Teeth competing tonight. Well, not tonight. The other day, basically, and they all brought. I think everybody brought their game last on Saturday, and it was a really good episode as well. And sadly, one of them went home, but honestly, we're gonna get into this just a bit. But if you those who don't know, if you haven't seen me, Ed, and Mars Central's live reviews each week on the Instagram page, we have done that since for the last few months or so. And we've been talking about the merge episode, which is the exact episode Ed Reacts and Mars Central went to, and it was a great. We're going to talk about this a bit later today, in a couple of hours. So stay tuned for that. Ed Reacts will be hosting it this week. So, but anyways, we got a lot to talk about in this week's video because I got some guests. I do have basically the guesses I'm sticking with from the previous episodes, and we'll get into the video basically right there and then. So let's get started. So, starting off the episode, we had Bush, and she performed Our House by Madness, a really good song, by the way. And someone who's not a professional singer, if it's my guess, I thought she did a pretty good job, I must admit. And also, to be honest with you, Madness, especially songs that Madness do, it's not necessary. You don't have to be a singer to sing them. Like, you could be like someone at the pub singing a song with your mates who don't, your babies. Basically, have your beers in your hand, you go, "Our house in the middle of our street," something like that. I can't do. I'm not very good at those type of accents, but I'm sure you get me drift, anyways. But it was a really good performance, and I have to say this was definitely her best performance she's given so far in the competition. So the guest for Bush is the same guest I've been saying since day dot, and that is the one and only brilliant EastEnders actress Natalie Cassidy. I am very confident it's her, and some of the clues I've dotted down. Just by the way, folks, I haven't got all the clues. I do have a majority of the clues I have for each contestant, and I've tried my best to connect the song choice, but some of them may be a bit of a stretch. So just bear with me on that, right? So the clue. So we saw her holding a university form or something, and it said Dean at the bottom, and Dean Gaffney is also from EastEnders. He plays a character in EastEnders. The routing. Now, did you notice that it actually spelled different? It said routing, but it said rooting, and the root could connect to a kangaroo. And if you remember, I mentioned this briefly in my the previous episode she was in. Natalie Cassidy has a show called had a show called Natalie Cassidy Goes Wild in Australia, where she went in Australia and did a show there. The Ryan clue, we saw Bush and Ryan. Neil McDermott plays Ryan Malloy in EastEnders, and the song clue, Our House Madness, and there's basically a lot of houses in EastEnders. So that's basically the best because I can think of and for the song guest. But regardless, on just the voice alone, I am almost certain it's the brilliant Natalie Cassidy, and yeah, I'm very certain it's her at this rate. So honestly, I'm so glad she's doing the show. She's just brilliant. I just think she's absolutely brilliant. Then we had the Snail perform next, and I thought she gave her best performance in the competition as well. I think a lot of people gave their best. Quite a few people really improved this week. So Snail performed "Hold On" by Hold Up by Wilson Phillips, a brilliant song, and I thought she sang it well. And honestly, it's so good to have a Wilson Phillips song, especially as they were the Lambs over in America in season 8. So the fact we get one of their songs over here in the UK is brilliant, and she performed it far better than Corey Feldman, who was the seal if it's in season 11. Like the fact, and I stand by this, but the fact I figured out it was Corey Feldman, I was very disappointed because I was really hoping C would be really good, as there was the theory going around, which I made a video ages ago about the seal potentially getting the bell, as we saw Rita in the exact same outfit of Soundtrack of My Life ringing the bell. But it turned out it never happened. It was just a mislead. Sorry about that. It turned out to be it actually turned out to be a mislead. So, and that actually quite bugged me because I was like, why are the Masked Singer showing this when it's not going to happen? Like, I don't understand the issue. But regardless of this, Snail killed this performance way better than Corey Feldman did, and honestly, the guess I have for her is almost exact same as I said as well. I am 100% certain it's Andrea Corr from The Cause. I'm so certain on this. Now, okay, so let's go to the clues now. So we saw a photo of Duncan James, who is a member of the boy band Blue, and have that, their songs All Rise is one of them. And I remember I guessed Simon Webb, who was a member of that group, as the Cricket last year. And it was Lamar, and I remember being so torn between him and Lamar. I could not pinpoint it down. So as I said, Duncan James, he's a member of Blue, and The Cause had released an album called In Blue. So that's a very interesting, very good subtle clue there. She mentioned All Coming Back to Me. Now for those who don't know, that is this might be a bit of a stretch here, but she mentioned All Coming Back to Me, and that is the title song to a Celine Dion track called It's All Coming Back to Me, which has been performed quite a few times on The Masked Singer. It was performed by Jackie Evancho, who was the Kitty. It was next performed by The Wizard on Belgium, who was Aaron Blumart. And then the most recent one was Danny Jones on the UK as Piranha last year. Now, like I mentioned, that is a Celine Dion song, but The Cause did a duet with Celine Dion doing My Heart Will Go On, which is from the Titanic, excuse me. The Peaches that we saw there, they performed on Beverly Night 90201 in the Peach Pit, and the clue song, The Cause are a family group, just like Wilson Phillips. So basically, just like Wilson Phillips, they are also a family-related band, because I think Wilson Phillips, that two of them are sisters. I think all of them are sisters or something. I know at least two of them are sisters, and of course in The Cause you have Caroline Corr, Andrea Corr. So yeah, I am certain it's Andrea Corr at this rate, and honestly, she's not even attempting to hide her accent. Like I could hear the Irish accent just going straight through for like miles away. It's that obvious. It's her. Most of these guesses I'm really confident on, but I mean, like, I think I could be wrong with Kingfisher, because like there's so many names out there for him, but we'll get to that in a minute. Next, we had Wolf, who performed the Candyman, but from the Wizard, not the Wizard. Why am I thinking the Wizard of Oz? I am such an idiot. Wolf performed Candyman from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the original one, Gene Wilder was in. And again, I thought this was a brilliant performance from him. I love his voice. I think he's such a good performer. He's a great singer. But I will say, I do think the song choices he's been singing have really been limiting his voice, because if it's who I think it is, I know they can do so much more. And that leads me to my guess of being Wolf, and that is, I'm still thinking it's Marty Pello from Wet, Wet, Wet. I'm just very confident on this one. Excuse me. The clues now. So we saw the three umbrellas. They were different colours. Wet, wet, wet. Come on, that's the most obvious clue there for me. Now he said he mentioned that being mysterious. Now that I've connected that to two references, this clue and the song clue, and I think that could be a reference to their song "Little Sweet Little Mystery." Now the next clue I kind of picked up on, and I had no idea about this, but Wild Thing by the Trogs was playing in the VT, and believe it or not, Wet 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 did a cover of the Trog song "Love Is All Around." I had no idea about that, because I've only known that song as from Wet Wet Wet. I never knew it was by the Trogs, but yeah, I never. That's something I learnt every day now. And the bedtime stories, "Good Night Girl" is another Wet 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 song, and the clue song I had here is also a reference to the previous clue. Is "Candy is very sweet," and "Sweet Little Mystery" is, I just, again, I am 100% confident it is Marty Pello, the legend himself from Wet Wet Wet. Honestly, the fact we've got him on the show is amazing. Now, I will say, excuse me, I do think the songs he's doing right now are very limiting his vocal ability, because Marty Pello is an absolutely brilliant singer. So I'm very much hoping we see him do a ballad next week, or technically this week in about 5 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, in 5 days, I do hope we see him do a ballad, because honestly, Marty's got an incredible voice, and I think if he were to do a ballad, it would just be amazing. So that's, and also I just think, like I mentioned, I just think the vocals, his voice is getting very restricted from the songs he's singing. So if he were to do a ballad, we would be able to hear him belt it out, because Marty is an incredible vocalist as well. So hopefully, he does that next week, because I would be gutted if he didn't do a ballad, because I just think he's just too good. Now we've got Kingfisher, who performed "Luck Be a Lady" by Frank Sinatra. I love me some Frank Sinatra, and honestly, Kingfisher for me is becoming the sentimental favorite now throughout the competition. I just love it. I love his character. I love how he just has fun on the stage, and honestly, I just think he's just getting better and better every single week. And this was another strong performance he gave this past episode. So, Kingfisher, I can see what people are saying with some of the other guesses, but this is another day one guess I've been saying for ages, and I'm gonna have to stick with it, because I honestly still think in my heart this is Bob Mortimer, and I mean, the voice maybe is kind of like kind of like maybe changing up a little each week or each time, but honestly, every time I listen back to Rainbow Connection, I can hear his voice so clearly in there. But yeah, I'm still thinking it's Bob Mortimer, and some of the clues I have here are quite reaching, so bear with me on these. So he said the panel haven't collared him yet. Now, a collard is a breed of a bird, and Bob joins Jim and Nancy Moore in a festive painting bird reunion now, which I never knew about. He mentioned the BAFTA. He said, I'll take you back to my place," but he didn't say back to. He said BAFTA my place, and Mortimer and Whitehouse Gone Fishing has been nominated for a BAFTA. I don't think it won a BAFTA, um if I'm correct. I don't know if they did. The sardines, I think, is another possible reference to fishing. The motorcycle jacket, and this is a story because Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer actually once recorded being threatened at gunpoint while they were in America. When they were on a motorcycle ride in America, they basically mentioned that they were kind of threatened at gunpoint by some people. So, and the song clue. This is probably me going just out there. But maybe not. So this is the song itself, but the artist. He performed Frank Sinatra, and Bob played the character Frank in Drifters. Now that might be a very subtle clue there. That I could be wrong on that. But hey, I still think it's Bob Mortimer. I've been saying this from Bob. Okay. I can understand where people are coming from with Harry Hill, with Paul Whitehouse, with Simon Farnaby and Ricky Tomlinson. I can see where those guys where everyone's coming from with those guys, but I just have this feeling as Bob Mortimer. And again, I really hope it is him, because fishing, Mortimer and Whitehouse Gone Fishing is a show I just highly recommend you watching. It's such a lovely show, and I mentioned this as well. Um, you know, excuse me about that, folks. I did not mean to cough there, but yeah, I'm sticking with Bob Mortimer, and I'm really hoping I'm correct on that. So next up we had Dress Crab, who in my opinion gave the best performance of the night. It was he performed "I'm Gonna Go My Way" by Lenny Kravitz, and like I mentioned, in my opinion, this was the best one of the night. He just killed this performance, and just like Davina said, he is honestly one of the best singers we've had on the show, because and if it is who I now think it is, I'm telling you they're holding their voice back because we haven't seen them done the Bonnie Tyler song, and honestly. But anyways, I'm now confident on Dress Crab now since because give me a second, guys. I just need to just take a little breather just because I got my nose sort my nose out. Okay, back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. Like I mentioned, I had to blow my nose because my nose is a bit stuffy today. I mean, it's not as bad as when I think I had. Well, I think I did a video one time where I had like a really bad cold. I'm not too sure, but hey, I'm back now. But anyways, the new guest I have for Just Crab from last week, I am still sticking by it because I can hear it clear in the voice now, even though they're disguising it. This is 100% Seal, and I'm now extremely confident. I don't think it's Gregory Porter anymore. I am just certain it's him. I'm so super certain it's the legend himself, being Gregory Porter. Seal, I mean, not Greg. I need to go on some like medication or something to help because my brain is just all fried now. Anyways, now this clue really sealed the deal for me. When he said this, he mentioned being unmasked twice before, and as you know, he was on the Masked Singer US as the Leopard in season 2, got to the semi-finals. But what you guys may not know is that he actually made a guest appearance on the French version of the Masked Singer, as like a cowboy or something. It was like basically a cowboy, and it was basically lit up, and it was such a cool outfit. The 661, the £6.61. If you remove the pound sign, you get 661. Seal is 61 years old, and he has an album out called Six. Again, that might be a red herring there, but that's what I went with. There was many fashion references going on. Of course, he's been on Project Runway and was married to Heidi Klum. The song clue, and because the song clue to which was the Lenny Kravitz song. Seal was involved in a rare promo CD for Lenny's song being "Are You Gonna Go My Way?" So, just all the clues there, and just listen to the voice constantly. I am almost certain it's Seal. And honestly, and the fact we've got Seal on the show over in the UK, it just shows the stardom and terms of the legends we have now. Because we've had Richie Sambora a few years ago. We've had Macy Graylott this year. We've had Dionne Warwick last year. Honestly, the fact we can get so many legends on the show, it's incredible. It's just amazing. Now we go on to Bear. There we go. Excuse me. And I have to say, he really delivered this week. Like, I just thought his performance this week was undoubtedly his best performance he's given. And he actually just sounded really, really good. And I have to say, I was honestly shocked he made the bottom 2 because I thought he was brilliant. Like, in my opinion, it should have been Bush. Because I thought Bush, while she also gave her best performance, at the same time, I just feel like there was just, I don't know, but I just feel like Bear delivered more, if that makes sense. But yeah, but honestly, he performed to Tender by Blur, and again, I thought he really delivered this week. It's without doubt his best performance and my favorite performance he's given in the competition, and I just think he's such an underrated contestant. I love him. I bloody love him. I just love his character. I just love everything about him. I love him. So I can see where people are going with the Richard Blackwood guess, and the Doc Brown, the Doc Monty Don, but hearing the voice constantly again, especially in the Face Off performance the previous week, I just can't get. I just think it's this person still. I am still certain it's Example, and again, I have some clues here. I've got quite a few clues actually from this week that connect to him. So The kisses on the mirror. There was different kisses um on the mirror, and that's a reference to his song "Change the Way You Kissed Me." The armchair was there, and I believe he was on Gogglebox. Hoping that the performance is electric. He has a song called "She's Electric." The chicken. We saw like the chicken in the VT. I think it was a rubber chicken, and this one I had to Google up. But him and Ed Sheeran did a song together called "The Nando's Shank." A bit of an odd title, but it was basically a song about Nando's, and of course Nando's that have chicken there. Um, the Craven, he is a fan of Fulham FC, who played at Craven Cottage, and the song clue. Now I actually had to Google the song, and it's actually the song which was "Tender" by Blur. It's actually a breakup song, believe it or not. And Example was married to Erin McNaught, but they sadly split up about 2 years ago, which of course is really sad. Um, but yeah, I am very much. I'm just confident now. It is Example. I mean, I just can't get Example out of my head. I'm just that confident it's him. I'm very confident it's him. And I just hope we see him deliver more and more and more, because he's definitely an underrated contestant in this series. I'm loving him. And then we had the character that was eliminated, and that was this week, and that was Teeth. And I'm sure you can tell Edriax was, of course, gutted about it because he loves Teeth. I like Teeth, and just honestly, we all love Teeth, don't we? I can't do the voice, sadly, but because I'm not that good. But honestly, I thought Teeth was brilliant, and she performed the Neighbours theme song. Um, but yeah, that was that, and it was revealed to be the none other than the Dragons' co-partner, Mel Giedroyc, which I honestly had seen the guest online, but I was still thinking Alex Scott, but I was very shocked that it was Mel Giedroyc. To be honest, I had no way I would have gotten that. I thought. I honestly, I thought she was brilliant, and the way them, and I think she mentioned there's like handles in her costume, and she just lifts it, and then the teeth can move. Honestly, it's absolutely just. I was like, I was thinking to myself, how are they gonna take off the mask of the teeth? Like, is there gonna be like, are they gonna take like the top part of the mouth off, and it was just the eyes, which I found quite funny. Okay. So basically, her head was basically inside there, where I thought if when she got on mush, they would like take off this bit and they'd have it off, but guess not. But no, it was Mel Giedroyc, and I thought she did really well. I thought she had a pretty good, decent singing voice, and her character as well was just brilliant. She was absolutely brilliant. Honestly, I'm very happy she did the show as well, because of course Sue Perkins did it in season 2 as the dragon, and I thought she did brilliant there. She had a great voice actually for a comedian. Sue Perkins got a lovely singing voice. Um, but yeah, I am very happy Mel Giedroyc did the show, and once again, thank you so much, Mel, for doing the show. You were brilliant, and I hope I just think you're brilliant. And then last up, it was definitely one of the favourites in the competition right now, and that is Pufferfish, and she performs the brilliant Teddy Swims tune "Lose Control." It's definitely one of my favourite songs this minute, as it's been performed quite a few more singers now. Gold did it on South Africa, Goo did it on America, Kobe Turner, Francisco on the Belgium, and now here with Pufferfish. Honestly, I have to say, if she is not in one of the finalists this year, I'm gonna be very pissed, because her voice is just out of this world. Like, and this was definitely one of the best performances of the night, in my opinion. I just, I'm just speechless. I just think it was absolutely incredible. She's just she is an incredible singer. I just can't get into words how incredible she is. Anyways, the guess I have for Pufferfish, and I'm now confident it's this person. Again, thank you very much to Bonkers for doing this, sharing this in the Instagram, one of our Insta reviews a few weeks ago. But I am now fully on board with this being the incredible Samantha Barks. And I got the image right. For those that know, in the third episode, I got an image of Perry Edwards instead of Samantha Barks because I forgot to change it to Samantha Barks. So that's on me for that. But no, I am 100% confident now in Samantha. And the clues we're going to go through. She mentioned she was blown away. And I think that's a possible reference to Les Mis, where her character being shot on the barricades. Again, that could be something. The 5-Year Diary. And I had to Google this up. And she actually starred in the musical The Last 5 Years with Jonathan Bailey. Finishing her groove, she was in Groove High for Disney. The Angie Watts reference, I think I mentioned this last time when she was on, but I'll happily mention it again. But she was in a film with Anita Dobson, being Tomorrow Morning, and the biggest clue giveaway, doing Lose Control, and in Frozen, Elsa basically loses control of her powers, and Samantha has performed on the West End as Elsa in the production Let It Go. No, that's the song. Frozen. She's performed Let It Go, and she performed it on basically she played Elsa in the production West End musical of Frozen. So again, it's very obvious it's her, and the fact we've got her on the show is just amazing. Like she is probably one of the best we've ever had. I think. I just think her voice is just absolutely remarkable. And at this rate, the final three has to be, in my opinion, Pufferfish, Wolf, and Just Crab. Like, I can't see if that's not the final three, I will be damn shocked because I just think those three are easily my favourite three singers in the competition, and they were my three favourites of the night, ironically. So I loved that. So yeah, this is 1,000,000% the incredible Samantha Barks. I'm so happy to see the show. So that is it for this week's recap and review of The Masked Singer UK. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But who do you think is going home next week? Next episode, basically. And if I'm honest with you guys, I honestly don't know. Okay, so in my head, I'm thinking Bush and Kingfisher. That would make the most sense. But apparently, we're going to get a very shocking reveal. Now, that could be elimination or the person underneath the mask. Now, the way I see this is this: Pufferfish, Wolf are 100% staying next week because they've got different backgrounds, and yeah, etc., etc., etc. And the Just Crab hasn't sang the Bonnie Tyler song. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to be soon. But yeah, I'm very much certain, those are gonna be the final three. But between Bear, excuse me, what? Anyway, so between Snail, Bear, Kingfisher, and Bush, I think out of those four, I think it's gonna be the Kingfisher and the Bush eliminated. It's only fair if that were to be the case, and also I just don't want another robbery. I don't want another Alex Brooker situation where Melody Thornton went out in 6th place, and Kiala Settle, and Tiffany, and even Lamar when he got 3rd place. That was shocking. But yeah, I'm really hoping that we get the correct elimination. Also, just because I want to see if Kingfisher really is Bob Mortimer, I've got my fingers crossed for that. But that's what we're going to do for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe with press notification on. I would really appreciate that. But again, thank you so much for watching this video. And of course, I will see you again next time.